That day, for no particular reason, I decided to go on a little drive. So I drove to the end of the road, and when I got there, I thought maybe I'll drive to the end of town. And when I got there, I thought maybe I'll just drive across the great state of Florida. For no particular reason, I just kept on going. I drove clear to Lake Ontario. And when I got there, I figured, since I've gone this far, might as well turn and keep on going. When I got to the ocean, I figured since I've gone this far, I might as well turn back and keep right on going. When I got tired, I slept. When I got hungry, I ate. When I had to change the oil, I changed the oil. Time for an oil change on the 2007 Toyota Sequoia V8 4.7 liter I-Force. Put the mileage on the new oil filter, put the date now. We're good to go. Okay, here's the oil capacity. If you're changing the filter, it's 6.2. If you're just changing the oil, you put 5.7 quarts back in. So we're going to put back in 6.2 since I took out the old oil filter and I'm putting in the new. Let's go. I'm going to take the shield off. It just is so much easier. You could do it without taking this off, but you just remove these bolts and a couple in the back there, and you'll get to the oil filter right behind it. I used a 12 millimeter on the shield bolts, a 14 on the drain plug. This is where your shield was screwed in before, and so you can see once you remove it, you can get right to the oil filter and you don't have all that oil leaking down. You also can come up here in your coil and these are the coils to your radiator. Take a cloth and just gently wipe off all the bugs. So you can do some maintenance there. Got all kind of love bugs and stuff like that. I'll clean that off with a brush. And from the oil filter, you just come back a little further back and you have your oil drain plug right there, and you'll probably take out about 5.5 quarts. A 14 on the drain plug. I have it loosened, so I'll drain it out. I'm going to take the oil cap off up top. Okay, your battery's right here. So this is where you refill your oil, in case you don't know. I know most people, 98% of the people know this. And then you got your dipstick right here. This is where you check your oil, but I don't need to check it right now. So I got that off and it'll drain a little faster now. The other thing that taking the shield off benefits you if you have to use this to get the oil filter off. Most of the time I don't have to use it, but I got it out just in case it's on there too tight. I'm going to take this brush and gently go over these coils and get the bugs off. You might want to use like an old hairbrush, old toothbrush, anything kind of soft. Just don't, bend the coils. Just gently, just kind of, go over it and get the bugs off. You don't want to go too hard. You're barely touching it. And just getting the bugs off. This is my version of Dawn Power Wash in a Zep container. I'm gonna spray it on there and wipe it off clean, just to clean the coils, kind of like how you would clean air conditioning coils or something. And then on up there a little ways are your air conditioning coil. And when you lift the hood on the Sequoia, you can see all these coils. This is your towing package. This is kind of like coils to cool your transmission fluid. You just kind of take a brush and gently just get all the bugs off. And it helps, make sure they don't get clogged up with a bunch of bugs. Got the drain plug back in place. Gonna take this off. I'll move my pan up under here. With the shield off, you have room for this little tool to just take it off to get you some leverage. If you don't take the shield off, this is where the shield is, and oil just drains down on your shield and makes a big mess. But taking those 5 bolts out is a much cleaner job. I put a little oil on my finger and just go around the part that touches, make sure there's no sand or anything on it, and then also make sure that there's oil. And then I'm going to clean where it connects up here. I cleaned this with a rag, and I'll just rub my finger over it, make sure there's no rough spots, make sure it's smooth. I hand tighten this until it touches, like just so that, and then you want to do a 3/4 turn. So I'm gonna take the tool and I'm gonna make sure that this goes around to here, 3/4 turn. It basically says 3/4 to a full turn. So I did between 3/4 and a full turn. I hand tighten all 5 of these bolts, fixing to snug them down with the wrench. If you can get one of the front ones on and one of the rear ones on, then you're in business. You might want to take a crate or something that fits right here, or a jack. You see it's a little loose right now because I hadn't tightened it down, but just to hold it up, because this is pretty heavy because it's metal. It's worth taking off. You might think when you're trying to put it back on, like, why in the world did I take this off? But it is doable. Putting a high mileage 10W30 in here. This Sequoia has always used a little bit of oil between oil changes. It uses less when I put this 10W30 in it, so that's what I do. When it's time to change your oil, this light will come on your Sequoia or your Tundra truck. It's the maintenance light. I'm going to show you how to reset it. I'm going to turn on the lights just so you'll be able to see this a little better. You got your odometer here. I'm going to cut everything off, and then I'm going to put my key in and turn it on. I'm going to mash the button down. I'm going to try to put my phone somewhere where, okay, I got it down. Resetting the maintenance light, this button right here is very important. You got to hold it down as you turn your key. So I'm going to push this button and I'm going to turn my key. I'm not going to start the car. I'm going to turn on the light so you can kind of see it a little better. I got a headlamp, so hopefully that will help. I'm going to push the button. I put the key in, push the button down. There it goes. See it blinking? And then it'll count down to 0 and it resets your maintenance light. So the steps are: put the keys in, push the button down, and turn it 2 notches, 3 notches, and you'll hear the chimes and it will reset it. Turn the key 3 notches, you don't start the car, and it will reset, and your maintenance light will be off. Hope this helps, because it was a lot of trouble. Car's running now, and the maintenance light is off. This tells me the oil pressure. This tells me that my alternator's working because it's all basically about 13.7 or 14. Actually, this little charger, phone charger, tells me it's at 13.9. When I turn the key, it's around about 12.4, 12.3, and it tells me that's what I have in the battery. But the 13.9 tells me that the alternator is charging the battery. These are neat little things. I just unplugged my phone charger cord just to let you see the numbers. But it has a couple of, you can buy these, and they have all kind of USB-C or whatever the other ones are, and it also tells you if your alternator was working and how much battery you have.